There's one secret that not a lot of fashion dropshippers know and nobody's talking about it on YouTube. While everyone is obsessing over finding the next crazy product with the perfect Facebook ad strategy, the real money is being made by people who understand one simple truth. I personally discovered it the hard way after wasting almost €3,000 on failed stores and testing random products. But once I figured this out, everything changed. I went from losing money in the first 2 months to building multiple six-figure fashion stores that actually look like real brands. And the crazy part, it has nothing to do with finding better products or running better ads. It's about understanding the psychology of fashion customers and giving them what they actually want. And unfortunately, most dropshippers never figure this out. They keep throwing money at ads for random products, wondering why their stores not convert, why their profit margins suck, and why they can't build anything sustainable. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a fashion dropshipping business that customers actually trust, one that generates consistently sales with healthy profit margins. Step 1. Understanding fashion customer psychology. Here's what I wish someone had told me when I started. Fashion customers are not like other e-commerce customers. When someone buys a phone charger, they want it to work and they want it fast. That's it. But fashion customers are buying emotions, self-expressions and social status. They want to feel like they are making smart style choices and that they look good. This completely changes how you should approach everything, from the products you choose, to how you present them, to how you talk to the customer. Most dropshippers treat fashion like any other product category. They find something trending, throw it on a generic store and wonder why they can't compete with other dropshippers. But here is the opportunity. Even the biggest fashion retailers suck at making customers feel understood and valued. They treat everyone the same and push whatever in season without considering individual style preferences or lifestyle needs. And that's your opening. When you understand your customers' specific style goals and lifestyle challenges, you can serve them better than brands that are 100 times bigger than you. The key is to stop thinking like a product seller and start thinking like a personal stylist who happens to sell products. Step 2. Brand positioning and store setup strategy. Once you know your market, which obviously depends also on your budget and the knowledge you have, you need to position your store in a way that makes you the obvious choice for that specific customer, then build a store that reflects that positioning. This is not about having the cheapest prices or the fastest shipping. It's about acting as a real brand that understands your customer styles, needs, and consistently delivers solutions that makes them feel confident and understood. Your positioning should always answer 3 questions. What type of products are now in high demand? Am I targeting the same audience with all my products? Does my store look like a professional online brand? The goal is to become the go-to brand for a specific customer segment, not to compete with everyone on everything. Once you have a clear positioning, your store needs to reflect this brand identity in every detail, from colors and fonts to product organization and messaging. Step 3. Building your complete Shopify store. Let me show you real quick how you set up a complete Shopify store that looks like an actually fashion brand and not like a typical dropshipping store.
To build a branded fashion store, there are many things you need to take care of. First of all, what I always suggest is going for one gender only, because then you can build way easier a store around that specific gender, because you can do it way more masculine, way more feminine. You can select some feminine colors, you can also select some masculine colors. The name of the store, the font you're using. There are many things you need to take care of when choosing a gender and building a store. Because if you separate man and woman on a store, people will feel way more convenient with your store and the conversion rate will also automatically increase. Otherwise it can look kind of weird if you mix both genders in one store. It's really hard to have a really good looking professional website with both genders, because then you need to have neutral colors. If you don't mix it, you can separate it very nice. Because if you choose selling only to men, you can use a very masculine font, bold fonts, darker colors, neutral colors, and also for the images you can only use men, for example. And if you want to use images, identify your audience first, because I would not, for example, put a young man on the store if you target older people. So make sure that your audience or the avatar you're selling to is always in the images. Otherwise people will not identify themselves on the store. And the same for women. If you sell to older women, make sure that all your images are from older women. Otherwise, if you have younger women in the store, it can be very misleading. Besides that, we also need a clean and structured navigation. So make sure that in your navigation you have a lot of product categories, and at least the biggest ones, for example dresses, tops, pants, sets, accessoires, bags, shoes, but keep adding always more of those, because this will definitely increase your AOV and your conversion rate. Keep it clean. Also what you can do is create mega menus and then also sub menus, so people can navigate very easy and find the specific category they are looking for. One of the most important pages is the home page, because when people get on your product page or collection page, the next page will be probably the home page. So make sure your home page is always looking good, and the start is very important. So have a nice image. This image can be an image of a model of your best-selling collection, for example. And then below that, make sure that you start with a carousel of your best-selling collection. Let's say if it's dresses, then start with dresses, a carousel with dresses. After you can go with sandals, because sandals can be bought with dresses together. And then have also some other blocks like about us sections, guarantees, also some lifestyle images, and a FAQ section. So what I mean with that is that you can make your homepage very long, and try always to add multiple categories, almost every category you have, because then people can just click on the homepage and they scroll through your homepage all the time without needing to navigate through the navigation, and they can stay easily on the homepage and find products they would like to buy. Beside the homepage, the product page and the collection page are also very important. If those are not on point, people will definitely not buy. So make sure that your product images are always good and a good quality. On your product page you have a about us section, a FAQ section, a social proof, testimonial section, and also size guides. Because size guides are also very important to win paper cases or chargebacks if people are complaining about the size. You can also look to big brands how they do it. Don't copy other dropshipping stores. Make sure that you always take inspiration from big brands, because they know exactly what's working and what's not working. For the collection pages, we need either a small text or also a collection image to showcase what collection we are selling right now. And what you also can do, you can showcase on the collection page your bundle deals, so people will see that if they buy more, they're also gonna save more money. And per collection, I always suggest to have at least 20 products, otherwise the collection will look very empty and people will leave the collection page or your store very quickly. And as I said before, if you want to use images on the store, some social proof images of potential customers, make sure it's always your audience which is holding a bag of your store, for example, or staying in front of a physical store. There are many ways. You can also add a carousel of testimonials with people wearing your product and also holding a bag in their hand, and on the bag is your store logo, which will definitely give a lot of trust to the customer. And to create such images, you can use Zora or ideogram. So to sum it up, just make sure that your store looks very branded, very trusty, and then people will definitely buy at your store.
Step 4. Product research and sourcing strategy. Here's where the most fashion dropshippers completely miss the mark. They're looking for individual products to test, but fashion customers think in terms of complete looks and style solutions. Instead of asking, what product should I test? Start asking, what complete style solution can I provide? The shift in thinking changes everything about how you approach product selection and presentation. For example, instead of just selling a dress, you're also selling sandals, heels, and other product categories which fit the outfit. This approach allows you to increase average order values and build customer loyalty, because you're actually solving complete style challenges instead of just selling random items. Quality control is one of the most important things in fashion. Before scaling a product, you need to make sure the quality is good. Work with reliable suppliers who understand the market expectations and maintain consistent quality standards to protect you from unhappy customers. Step 5. Finding the right products. I'm going to show you my exact process every day for finding winning products every day.
After we validated our product category through Google Trends, we go to the Facebook ad library. In the ad library, we will research products and also validate winners. And how we do it is pretty simple. And we also need to be very strict on the product research.
otherwise you will have a hard time finding good products. Within Europe, you can validate products through the reach and the amount spent, obviously. Outside Europe, you don't see the reach. So outside Europe, if you make the product research in the UK or in the USA or in Australia and New Zealand, you cannot see the reach. What you need to do there is going with your gut feeling, basically, because then we need to check how many active ads do we actually have, how many products are online in the store, is he retesting a few products in the ad library, because then this is also a sign that he is retesting creatives, so that means this product is working for him. And then we need to see through PPSpy. PPSpy is a Chrome extension, it's this one. I always advise you to download PPSpy, because with PPSpy you can see the bestsellers of any store. Let's start now with the first product research within Europe. So after we made sure that dresses, for example, are trending in our market, then we obviously only want to look for dresses. So what you do is you go to the ad library, you select the country, you look in your product. If you sell in Germany, for example, I would not take products from Germany and then sell in Germany, because other people are already scaling it. So make sure that you go for countries outside Germany, because then you will have better chances to scale a product, because the guy in Germany is already scaling this product and the cake is not so big anymore. And we don't want to scale based on leftovers. We want to bring a product from a different market in our market, because then the chances that we can scale this product is way higher. So for example, let's say we are selling in the UK now and dresses are selling very good. So you can make a product research in Germany. So you select Germany, all ads, and then you will try to find some keywords. Keywords, for example, you can use free shipping, close your sale, we are closing, up to 80% off, free shipping, summer dress, wedding dress, dress, and many other keywords. With the time you can expand a keyword list, so make sure that after you're doing product research and you find based on some keywords some products, always note down based on what keywords you found the product, because we need to do daily product research, and if you optimize your process you will save 100% more time, and our time is of course very valuable. So now let's try to find some competitors. What you always can do is you can always go for the capital of the country, then DE/products, and then most of the times you will see some dropshippers immediately, like you see here, and you see immediately that we see some dresses. So this is already the first competitor. So what we do is we open Matter in a new tab, we select, we copy the name of the competitor, and then we're gonna make sure that we go to his page. And then now we see all the active ads, only 15 active ads, that's not a lot. When was this last creative? The 16th, so basically 1 week ago. And now we need to see the reach. Usually you can see the reach here if you download the ad library cloud. Sometimes it's buggy, and if it's bugging then I recommend you to download Dnode. Dnode is most of the times way better. On this PC I don't have Dnode because I'm not doing product research here. And then if you don't see the reach here, you can see the reach if you go to see ad details, but right now it's not working. And then you can see the reach here. And then what we need to do is you need to look out for this reach numbers. So every 7 days you need an average 50k reach in Germany, because in Germany we have around €1 CPC, but in other countries where the CPC is cheaper, we need to look for higher reach. Because less CPC on the same ad spend as in Germany, we have way more visitors and we're gonna reach way more people in the lower CPC countries than in the higher CPC countries. So for example, for France, Spain, Italy, you need to look for at least 130k every 7 days. So that means basically after 2 weeks, we need at least 260k reach to be able to test this product. If it only has 220,000, don't test it. You need to be very strict on that. So in this case I would close this competitor because only 15 active ads, not a lot. So we keep looking for more. Here's another one. So open it again. I always advise you to go over the competitor ad library, because then you always see all his active ads. And most of the times you will find also other products he's scaling. Okay, only 9 active ads, so we also skip that one. This is also a dropshipper, but I don't like the name, so we don't test it. As you can see here, he's also testing different products, so he has like a general store. We don't want it. We want to test products only from fashion stores. Also, take care, if you do the research, don't take the products from branded stores. If someone is selling only orthopedic shoes, for example, don't test orthopedic shoes, because you cannot validate it, because he's mainly selling orthopedic shoes. So his pixel is already optimized on orthopedic shoes and yours obviously not. Okay, that's it with the keyword. So next keyword is, for example, free shipping. And by the way, you can do this with every city. So for example, München.de, Stuttgart.de, and the same also in the other countries. But usually people always go for the capital. So for example, in the UK, you can do london.uk/products or .com/products, and then you will find a lot of competition. Here's the next competitor, but it looks like that he only has a few active ads, also like 0 likes on the page, so he's kind of new. So we're gonna skip this one. Here's also a competitor, so we're gonna check this one out. He has now 39 active ads, that's already way better than before. Also testing some dresses, really good. Also some sandals, they are obviously also in a trend right now, also very good. Also some high heels, also very nice. Okay, as you can see here now, these are active since almost 2 weeks. So they used to be very good. We don't see the reach now, but now, for example, if you see something active for longer than 2 weeks, there must be a reason for it. So make sure that you check the reach. And also what you can do is you can go to the shop, obviously. Then you see, okay, this is the bestseller right now. And he's also actively testing it, maybe even scaling it. So we go to products. And as you can see here right now, this product is on the 4th place. So it must be very good. So without seeing the reach, for example, I would already test this product because it's on the 4th place. And what you also can do is, because you see this product here, he started it the 14th of July and it's also on top 1, you can also test this product. But always make sure that you validate the product only based on the reach. If you look within Europe, if you look outside Europe, then make sure that you always go with the bestseller. And how you validate with the bestseller without seeing the reach is very simple. You basically check always the bestsellers of the store. And then if you see, for example, that this product is uploaded 4 months ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago, and then you see here a product uploaded 12 days ago, and the next one is 3 months ago, 3 months ago, then you basically see that this new product is pushing already in the bestseller list, which is obviously a good sign because it was just uploaded 12 days ago and is already competing with the old products, which are already in the bestseller. With the time, you will have a better feeling how to validate products. In the beginning, it will take a lot of time, but make sure that you improve every day on your product research, and try also to make the product research in harder countries, because most of the people, most of the dropshippers are very lazy, so they go to easy countries like Germany, Netherlands, whatever. But you can go in any country basically, try to make some research, because sometimes you will find untapped products in untapped markets, which is nobody scaling right now. In the beginning, if you are a beginner, make sure that you focus first on the Europe research, so where you can see the reach, because this is way easier for you. And after you made sure that you are good at it, then also start with making the product research outside Europe, where you cannot see the reach. And outside Europe, as you saw, it's more about going with the gut feeling, seeing how many active products he has, if the product is already in the bestseller, is this guy retesting creatives, for example on that store. You can see this product here, published 13th July. Now you can see that he's retesting the creative 17th of July, so after 4 days. So this product is obviously working for him. So to summarize, within Europe, always look for the reach, be very strict on that, And outside Europe, you always need to go with the best sellers of the store. How many active ads does he have? More active ads, even better. How long is this ad already running? Is this product already competing with the other best sellers of the store? And then with the time, you will have definitely a way better gut feeling for the research outside Europe. And then in the future, you will have an easier time researching products. Look, I know this approach is different from what most YouTube gurus are teaching you about dropshipping. It requires more upfront work and patience than just testing random trending products. But here's what I learned after helping hundreds of students build fashion businesses. The quick win strategy that worked a few years ago doesn't work anymore. The market is too competitive, customers are too sophisticated, and the random product testing is not working anymore. The fashion dropshippers who are building sustainable stores in 2025 are the ones who understand that success comes from serving customers better, not from finding magic products or secret advertising hacks. You will get my complete brand positioning framework, customer research templates, supplier process, strategies, and all the system I use to help students build six-figure fashion stores. Plus, you will join a community of successful dropshippers who are all building stores using the same strategies instead of the outdated product testing approaches. Click the link in the description to learn more and get started building your fashion brand the right way.